cannot express how excited I am to get to this next arc, because at this dinner, at this feast, surely we're gonna have a huge reveal. And I feel like it's gonna get really spicy, like basically as we're all sitting there together. So let's move on with the story and see what happens at this grand final chapter.
Hey guys, talk about being late. The party's about to start, you know.
Sorry, we got so caught up in sightseeing that we lost track of time. Plus, we also talked to all the mayors.
Huh? Well, aren't we well connected?
We're close friends with the mayor of Roland. Plus, we've met other mayors in the course of our travels.
I see. I guess your work as bracers has caused you to meet quite a few big shots. You two sure get around for junior bracers.
You might say that. Have you done your bracer assignments since we came to Grand Cell? I guess it's not all that different in other countries, right?
Right. For a full-fledged bracer, nationality isn't an issue when it comes to your work. The prelim fights and legal procedures at the embassy kept me too busy to get any actual work done, though. But hey, there are 4 other bracers on duty too, which isn't so bad.
Normally that would be enough to handle most cases, I'd imagine. But with all of them concentrating Grand Cell, that must make it tougher handling any cases in other regions.
Yeah, could be.
It's also wild to think that, like, for a whole city you would only need four bracers. Like, I would think you would want a lot more. And that's still including, like, thinking about the army running about. I mean, they're corrupt, so how helpful are they? I feel like a goose just walked over my grave. I wonder what's going on with Shara back in Roland.
No, that name rings a bell. You wouldn't have to be talking about Sherazard, would you?
You know her? She's our mentor, and she's been a close friend for ages.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I met her a long time ago when a case brought her to Calvard. She was fortunate to have a good master working with her from such a young age.
Her master?
Yeah,
probably Dad. Hello. Please pardon me. The table for dinner party has been set. May I show you the way?
Sure, I was getting bored with waiting anyhow. Alright, wanna go and eat fancy? Sorry, I'm stressed. I think the stress is getting to me.
Sure, that fight left me starving. Let's go dig in. Come on, you two. It would be nice if you two didn't completely forget your table manners for once.
I feel like something has to interrupt us so we never get to that point where we talk to Hilda. Or we have to rush our conversation with Hilda, but I don't know.
This is a dinner party, right? What's with all the empty plates then? Plenty of knives and forks, though. That's because it's a formal dinner. Everything comes out in a specific order. We're waiting for the hors d'oeuvres. Then you use your knives and forks from the outside in.
Aw, Joshua, you know a lot about being very proper. What's that about?
And that's all part of having good table manners. And here comes the anxiety attack. It really is not so bad. It does mean that you get to have some of the finest food available. Manners are etiquette, and etiquette are secondary.
Indeed. I'm told that you're acquainted with everyone who'll be attending. No need to get stressed out.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Please don't encourage her. On that note, is the gentleman accompanying you on going to be okay with the knife and fork? I'm told that folks from the East usually eat with chopsticks.
Oh, you've done your research. However, I'm a firm believer in when in liberal, do as the librarians do. Do as the librarians do. Policy. I'm not especially skilled with them, but I will use a knife and fork.
Skilled? Chopsticks are way harder. My, how elegantly handled. I'm impressed. You're such a gentleman as you are a martial arts champion.
You flatter me.
Boy, he really is a complete sucker for a pretty face. I think he's more being polite than a leech, though.
Anyway, His Grace is really late. I wonder what he's up to. Indeed. So if the seat at the head of the table is for the Duke, then who might the other one be for? Indeed. Perhaps it is intended for Princess Claudia. Oh my god. Y'all, are we all sweating or is that just me? Your attention, ladies and gentlemen. My humblest apologies for the delay. Hello, Philip. Presenting His Grace the Duke.
Oh, it's Richard. Almathea, she don't get a seat. She don't get a seat at the table.
Well then, I must apologize for making you wait so. I'm afraid that I was in a meeting from which I simply could not break away. This gentleman is Colonel Richard, commanding officer of the Royal Intelligence Division.
I've invited him here to thank him for his tireless efforts in helping to deal with the terrorist situation. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I was quite gratified to be invited to this occasion by our Honorable Duke. I ask that you pardon my uncouth soldier's uniform and allow me to sit with you. Amathea, where are you going?
You've got to be kidding. We're having dinner with him? I suspected this might happen, but it's still unnerving.
Joshua suspects a lot of things and doesn't share his thoughts. Ooh, what are they eating? It looks like Jell-O. Excellent, excellent. What say you, Mère Maybelle? What do you think of Grandcel's castle, Master Chef? It's his cooking not on par with that found in Beaux and Thiro's restaurant?
Yes, it's quite remarkable. The wine selection also perfectly complements the meal. I almost want to try hiring him away.
You are not the first to say such things. And what of you, Zin, wasn't it? Is the food to your liking?
Oh, it is excellent. I don't have the word to describe the sense of refinement and depth. I certainly believe I could develop a real taste for librarian cuisine, though.
You know, this is such an interesting setup already, because right now you have one side of the table which is already pretty much established that they're more fighting prowess, more like on the strength side. And then on the other side of the table is all political leaders. So it feels like you specifically were like, who's the strongest people in the country and like who has the most power in the country. And you brought them all to this dinner party. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. And you, young bracers, I imagine you've never experienced such fine food in your life before.
Oh, it's extremely delicious. Far more worthy of being associated with the royal family than the person who invited us.
Indeed, it is a genuine treat. Huh?
It certainly is delicious food, and we couldn't miss a chance to attend a prestigious as an event as this. Thank you very much for your gracious invitation.
Very kind of you to say so. I do finally remember what my butler had been telling me about. We met before, during the ruin incident. Perhaps our fates are linked in some bizarre fashion.
Yes, sir, maybe so. So he'd forgotten all about us until his butler reminded him?
Come, let us put social classes and ranks aside for the evening. Food is abundant, and the wine flows freely. Enjoy to your heart's content. Your Grace, if we could, I'd like to do as we discussed first. Oh yes, that's a fine idea. Actually, I have something important to say to you fine folk who represent the kingdom. I use this celebration as the place to make an important announcement.
An announcement? And what might that be?
I believe I'll allow Colonel Richard to explain in detail. Thank you. You literally took the floor from him. He was about to say it, and then you're like, no, I have an announcement. But I'll let him talk about it.
As you are, no doubt, already aware, Her Majesty has been in poor health of late. However, she has been recovering, and my Grace asks with public appearance soon.
Oh, that is excellent news.
Could we possibly go and check in on her? Unfortunately, she does not consider that to be a wise decision at the moment. Within a few days, it does seem likely that the terrorists plaguing the kingdom will be swept away. In light of that, the Queen's birthday celebrations will be held, as originally planned.
Well, the citizens will surely be happy to hear this news, as they have been looking forward to it. But surely that is not all you wish to tell us, right? If that were all, you could have just sent along the message.
Indeed, you are correct. Her Majesty is continuing to recover, as was previously stated. However, given the gravity of her condition, she has also issued a proclamation. Due to her tenuous health, she has stated that she wishes to abdicate the throne, to turn over royal authority to her nephew, Duke Dunnan.
What?
Is that true? Joshua, this is... Yeah, the conspiracy finally makes its appearance.
I was surprised when Her Majesty first broached the subject as well, but her illness has left her quite frail. But it's only natural. She has ruled the kingdom for 40 years, leading it through times of strife and war, all without a husband, might I add. Given that, I wish to relieve her of the stress of her duties following the festival's successful conclusion. As the heir to the throne, the decisions are mine to make.
How terrible. Is Her Majesty's condition truly that severe? I'm ashamed that I've never noticed any signs in any of my annual visits.
Isn't this far too serious as a matter to discuss what is supposedly a casual dinner? Pardon my rudeness, but this all seems a bit stretch of crudelty. Mayor Maybell, are you saying that you cannot take his grace at his word? No, nothing of the sort. I simply mean that, as an elected official, I don't understand why the successor of the throne can't be elected in the same fashion.
That's true. If possible, I'd like to hear this directly from Her Majesty. Huh?
Your ease is quite understandable, but we do ask that you try to maintain your composure and allow us to continue. As mentioned earlier, I believe Her Majesty will give a formal announcement herself during the festival. Oh my god, no, but they have mind control, y'all. Come on. Come on, Joshua, please. Could you be persuaded to shelve your doubts until then?
Well,
the issue is basically this. Once this becomes common knowledge, we cannot know how the citizens will react. This is why we're telling the leaders first, to help stave off any chaos or public disorder before it happens. This was also the decision of His Grace.
Yes, this is true.
Also, the Queen's abdication of the throne will have international repercussions. The other nations on the continent will have their eyes on us, and we must be watchful for any action on the part of the Europeans. Surely you can see why this is necessary to show unified support for the new king. This is the world in which we are going to be living.
He makes it all sound so rational. Yeah, he's quite the master manipulator.
In other words, the official decree will be given during the birthday celebrations. But you thought it would be best to inform us first so that we could be prepared for any issues that may arise, correct?
I'm glad to see that we have an understanding.
If this all comes to pass, we're going to find ourselves quite busy.
Yes, and we have to announce it to the citizens.
I have a question. I believe that the Duke has a fair claim to the throne. However, is there not another who is the same right in succession? Well,
no doubt you're referring to Her Majesty's granddaughter, Princess Claudia. It is true that she and His Grace have equal claim to the throne, but it would appear that Her Majesty did not choose her due to the tender age. And I must say, I agree with her wisdom in this matter. I should hardly like to impose such responsibility on a girl so young.
Oh yes, absolutely. For the time being, I believe it would be best for Claudia to find a fine marriage prospect. Though it is strictly informal, there is already interest from the royal families of a number of other nations. Perhaps a royal wedding could take place as soon as this year.
Oh my!
I understand. If that happens, then we'll have 2 major events to celebrate. I honestly think she's a bit young for marriage. Excuse me, may I ask a question?
Zin?
Oh, I don't mind. Speak freely. Sorry to seem rude, but this doesn't sound like the kind of conversation you'd want outsiders hearing, particularly a foreigner. So how come you're making this announcement now?
That is solely because of the serendipitous turn of events that allowed Bracers to win the championship. We had wanted to inform the guild of this in advance as well. I've already discussed the idea with Her Majesty.
Gotcha. I guess Liberal's military and Bracers are on just as good of terms as the stories say.
That is because we lack the military strength of the Republic or the Empire. The harsh reality is that keeping close relations with each other is a must. In any event, do you now understand our intentions?
Yeah, alright. We'll pass on what we've learned here to the guild then.
That's it? I mean, that's still good, but still, I was expecting more. I really thought we were gonna have some like intense music at the end of that dinner.
Woo! Man, I've heard some pretty unbelievable conversations in my time, but that was something else. I mean, I'm a foreigner after all, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I bet that was a huge news for you guys though.
Of course it was. I can't believe things have gone this far already.
Huh?
Never mind. But really, what a shame. That food was so amazing, and it particularly melted in the mouth. Couldn't tell what the last flavor was, though. Understandable enough. But anyway, did you want to go for a walk to work off some of the rich food, Estelle? Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I could go for a little bit of fresh air.
You just played tourist a little while ago, and now you want to take an after-dinner walk? I sure don't get it. Must be a local thing.
I think you're exaggerating a little bit. You haven't gone out to taken the sights? There's a lot of historic architecture around here, you know.
If the mood hits me, I may still give it a shot. On the other hand, the kitchen may still have some food left over.
You gotta be kidding. You're still hungry?
If you had a blade to my throat, my dying wish would be for some liquor and a snack. I might go and hunt up the bar or something in a little bit.
Okay, so we can still walk around. I wonder if the mayors are gonna have some theories of their own.
Food was amazing, but the conversation and flow of wine were much less so. So if you excuse me, I may have lost the drinking time to make up for it.
Man, I can't read. Oh, we're still gonna discuss.
Oh, things have gotten serious. We really have to find a way to get in to see Her Majesty.
First things first, we gotta talk to the head maid, Hilda, like we promised. She probably knows a way for us to speak directly to the queen.
Fine by me.
But first, we chat. Seems the castle blueprints are missing too. What do they need with those? I wonder if there's like a secret passageway down here. But also, where is this Princess Claudia? Surely she'll be here. Her grandmother's birthday.
The Colonel's points are all very logical and rational. And I believe it would be best to get the particulars from Her Majesty and Her Highness, the Princess directly.
I agree. You're a smart man. You should be a teacher.
Can't believe the Queen's so worried she's considering abdication. And Princess Claudia is choosing a husband at her age? Events are unfolding so quickly, I hardly have time to react.
They're all worried, they know.
Seems there's a banquet to remember, and now my mistress has yet another worry to wrinkle her brow. What a shock this banquet has been. Duke Dunnan as official successor to the throne? If anything could bring him a migraine, it's that.
They're also political. They're not like, he's such a little jag. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's you.
What?
Colonel Richard. And Almathea. Put some respect on that bitch. Estelle and Joshua. This is our first opportunity to truly speak face to face, I believe. Last time we saw one another was right after Mel Dalmore was arrested, wasn't it? I'm honestly surprised that you remember us. I realize that we exchanged a few words, but you made quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of checking up on you. I was quite surprised to learn that you were the children of Col Cassius. How'd you find that out? Please understand, I'm not trying to show off the Intelligent Division's capabilities. I'm greatly indebted to him from our time together in the army. Indeed, more than words can properly express. Might I persuade you to stay a while and talk? I've been hoping to speak with you two for quite some time now.
Huh? Pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace?
I don't mind being a bit late. Oh yes, if you're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge inside? I'll mix you up a couple of virgin cocktails.
I'll prepare them, sir.
No, that won't be necessary. I want you to go to His Grace and inform him that I will be delayed.
Yes, sir. Pardon me then.
Girl, you down bad. Now then, shall we retire to the lounge? Please follow me.
Joshua, what should we do?
I don't see where we have much choice but to follow him. We'll be a little late, but we can talk to the head maid later. I want to talk to everyone else. I wonder if he has stories about Cassius. I don't know. I wasn't expecting this. I met Cassius shortly after I graduated from the military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command, and since that time I found myself in his debt again and again, both personally and professionally.
He did? And, what did you think of him at the time?
To put it simply, he was a hero, and a master swordsman to boot. No matter the scenario, he could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It wasn't just a matter of sheer tactics. He understood and could direct high-level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without peer. If I didn't know any better, I'd say we were talking about two different people. So you were with our father during the 100th Day War? Yes, he was my CO. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Anytime I got to talking about those days, time just runs away with me. But this much I can tell you. If Cassius Bright had not been part of the Royal Army, Liberal would now be part of the Robian Empire.
No way! That's kind of hard to believe.
Well, he's a hero. He had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen, so few know his achievements. But inside the army, many soldiers still hold him to the prime example of what a hero should be.
He never said a word about any of this to me. Well, he's not really the kind of thing that you tell your daughter about. It's not fair to criticize him for that. Hey, whose side are you on? And besides, why don't any of this shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all this or something? Well, I didn't know he was a Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I knew about, vaguely. Vaguely? You're an accomplice? Hey, calm down. It's not like he told me any of it. I just figured a lot of it out. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going on out of his way to tell others about. I just don't get it. When he comes back, he is so in trouble. Please excuse us. We didn't mean to interrupt. No. Seeing you like this is actually a bit of relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him. But it seems that by leaving, he did what was best for him after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you was all that could help him recover. Colonel Richard? Now then, I thank you for taking the time to come here. I really can't keep the Duke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Oh, alright. My apologies for making you so late. Not at all. You both have told me one thing I wanted most to know.
No, just how Cassius is doing, right? That Cassius leaving the army was the right decision. That's what he's talking about. And thus, I have no regrets.
Huh? How's that again?
I'm sure we'll have a chance to speak again soon. Cassius might even be with us then, to share the stories. No! I didn't think he was actually being ominous about it. Oh no, what did we just talk about? I've all of a sudden forgotten every word that's ever been said in my life.
Okay, who was that man and what has he done with Colonel Richard? What are you babbling about now? It's just that it's weird to hear him talking about Dad that way. I wasn't expecting him to be so nice. True, he doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of Dad aside.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Boy, I don't know what else you want to call this. We have literally been putting the issue of your missing father aside for like 50 hours. It's like not even a forefront anymore.
And I hate to say it, but I think that he might have been playing nice just because he could get something out of it. He's an intelligent officer, so he probably thinks that fooling a couple of kids is as easy as could be. Don't you think he's going a little too far? You might be right. Let me be the one who's mistrustful of others. You should just follow your instincts and believe what you think is right. Huh? But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. I'd say Bracer's job is pretty much that, in fact. Okay, I got it. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you? What the heck are you thanking me for? Anyway, we need to go back and see Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us. Yeah, that should be in the maid quarters.
Ew. I don't like how any of that made me feel. Oh my god. Okay. Joshua said trust your gut. Which is weird. He said, let me be mistrustful. You trust your gut. Estelle wants to trust Colonel Richard? She said he sounded nice. And then Colonel Richard said, you told me what I needed to know in this short conversation. And we talked a lot about Cassius. Would you like an after dinner drink? We can make anything you'd like, on or off the menu. Okay. Just the idle chitter chatter. Oh, I don't like this. Everything, are you gonna like double cross? Colonel Richard could be crossing someone. Like he had Cassius as a teacher. So maybe they're planning something to double cross someone? Duke Dunnan? Or whoever else they might be responding to?
Estelle, Joshua, so have you met with Her Majesty?
He's writing notes. He's hard at work. He's that meme of the math equations flying past the lady's head. Or Zach Galifianakis. Which is actually crazy because like that could be little Zacky Poo. I'd believe it. Oh. I was gonna go in there. currently an important meeting being held in the throne room. If you're hoping to look around, I'm afraid you'll have to try again later. My thing is that, like, Richard seems like back and forth okay. Almathea, though, she seems sketchy from the start, she scares me. What a shock this banquet has been. Duke Dunnan as an official successor to the throne? If anything could bring on a migraine. Yeah. It's crazy how I get so far in a conversation and then I'm like, oh, I've done this. I thought she was saying something different though. It's also interesting that he says, going back to Joshua and about trusting your gut, he says trust your gut. And I feel like the impression that Richard gives you in the beginning is kind of like, I mean, he was being played up to be like this whole war hero. He's so young, he's so accomplished. And it's just, it doesn't it just feel weird that he was under Cassius and he turns out this way? And he looks up to Cassius too. That's what feels wrong about this. Okay, that's the maid quarters. I don't want to go in there yet.
Finished at last. Now to get the cleaning supplies cleaned up and go home. Home is where the lack of cleaning is. This is where, just between me and you, but cleaning up after the Duke's meals is revolting. It's hard to believe that he, the Queen, and the Princess are all related. I'm glad they also cleared up that he is the nephew, when I thought he was the brother of the Queen for a while. Or I misremembered. Colonel Richard is such an amazing man. Pearls before the swine that is Duke Dunnan. Dunnan? Do not trust that man, that's what I say. Did we decide something was in here? Oh, just a man. Hello. Did you enjoy my cuisine? I just want to clean up here and go home. I've got to be careful how I store the food, so those damn rats don't get in it. Which reminds me, do rats really like cheese, or is that just a myth? What are you hinting to me, sir? I'm trying to escape in those basements. Do I need to give the rats cheese? Another long work day. Even though the Duke was Her Majesty's representative, the Intelligence Division was pretty much calling all the shots. If Colonel Richard weren't around, I shudder to think of what might have been. That's another thing. Richard could just be... Obviously, like, Dunnan will be like a proxy. Like, he's just there for show. He gets to have the visibility of looking like he's in charge. And then Colonel Richard is pulling the shots. Calling the shots from the background. But is that all it is? I felt like I was okay with that theory until Joshua said what he said. Also, where's Olivier? I thought he was gonna show up anyways. I still think he will. Oh, there you are. I've been waiting for you. You're awfully late, aren't you? Sorry about that. We kinda got caught up by Colonel Richard. Oh, did you know? He had some things to tell us about our dad. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to, though. I see. Ah, yes, the letter of your introduction didn't mention that you were the Mr. Cassius's children. I can understand at least some of how Colonel Richard feels. Oh, did you know our dad, too? He used to come here when he worked as General Morgan's aide-de-camp. If I'm told, he was a school friend of the late Princess, Her Majesty's son. Oh. He was a school friend of Her Majesty's son. Late Prince? Princess Claudia's father. Oh yes, he was 15. Yes, he was killed 15 years ago in a tragic shipwreck. Would that he were still alive today, none of this would be happening. Huh? But lamenting that what might have been a fool's errand. Evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparations at once. Come on in, Shia. Oh, hey, aren't you... Shia, right? Yes, thank you for remembering. You look well, Estelle. Joshua, I've been told of your current predicament. You won't find a more dependable child. She's a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle. Princess Claudia? That shouldn't pose a problem. Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbons and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. Huh? What do you mean? Is Joshua gonna dress as a maid too? Estelle is going to need the dress as one of the maids in order to keep to get into the royal keep. A little playing with the hair and you'll blend right in. Oh, I get it. Uniforms don't allow for much in the way of personalization. That should be ideal for sneaking in. Oh, me in a maid outfit. I've been wanting to try one since I met Leela. Cute, breezy, and easy to move in. Well, if our uniforms aren't easy to move in, they'd make cleaning much more difficult. I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me. Why so excited? I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manners in front of the queen. You won't have me to lean on this time. Why not? You're changing too, aren't you?
Oh my god. Oh, it's also wild that like even in Trails, I know they already did the whole like culture festival thing, but they're still playing the classic dress up as a maid thing. This game's just so goofy.
Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Is there really much of a difference between the fancy dress and the maid outfit? That's different. It was a play. I can't appear before Her Majesty in women's clothes. Oh, you'll be fine. It's not at all shameful or anything. Besides, you made such a gorgeous princess. Not this again. Cut the jokes, will you? Hilda, Shia, help me out here. Say something. Anyone? I see. That shouldn't pose a problem. Shia, don't you have an extra hairpiece designed for the princess? Yes. It's never been used though. It has a full dark hair, so it'd probably look good on him. Hey, hold on a second. Well, it looks like 3-1 vote. Majority rules. This way, please. We can use this as a changing room.
Shay, not Shia.
Wait a minute. I don't remember ever agreeing to changing.
Hilda's like, this is not how I thought this was gonna go.
Alright. If I have to change, I can do it myself. Shay, you're not planning on using makeup too, are you? Kids these days.
I can't believe Joshua dresses up twice in this game. Oh, Estelle does look so cute. Are we gonna battle in a maid outfit?
Ta-da! What do you think? I think it suits her very well. Such a bright, active maid in training, and after only just coming to the castle too, you certainly have me convinced. And with the hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you like to work in Cransel Castle for real when this is all settled. Well, we already work as bracers, so, anyway. Come on, Joshua, get out here. No chance I can talk you out of this? None at all. You're just making this take longer. Fine. You're impossible sometimes.
Oh, that was so good. Little baby boy Joshua.
Oh, well, it's almost as frightening how good it looks. Isn't it awesome? It looks better on him than it does on me, and I'm an actual girl. A bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please, just say you're done. Oh, well, I suppose so. I'll show you the way to the royal keep. You need to make certain you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself. Yes, ma'am. We're finally gonna meet the queen in person. Yes, this is the do or die moment. We just have to stay focused and get to the royal keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. Well, excuse me. This was your idea. Can't believe you got the nerve to pick on. Sorry. Don't get all mad. I'll treat you some ice cream later, okay? Huh. I'm not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. Hey, I'm not obsessed with food. They get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's go to the royal keep.
And then we get ice cream. Oh no. Whoa. They're letting me lead her? That's weird. Why is that? That's strange. This is strange. Oh, whoa. Oh, look at them following the head maid like this. Can I go talk to people as her, you think?
Hello.
Let's go chat. Or are they gonna be mad at me? Be like, you can't go in there. I can't go in there. Okay. Zin, spreading the legs.
What's this? Magnificent architecture, fantastic design, and the castle's not bad either. Miss, I think I shall have to request a room cleaning post-haste. Oh god, sorry. Oh no. He said, fantastic architecture and the castle's not bad either. That's crazy. Oh, a private visit from Mistress Hilda herself. A trainee maid inspection, is it? Alright then.
This is fun. I like this. Whee!
Madam Hilda, what brings you here at this hour?
Okay, they'll just be like, what the heck are you doing, lady? But it's still fun.
Huh?
She's like, oh no. Maid wars.
Madam Hilda, what a long time it's been. Oh, why, Mayor, you look simply exhausted. Oh, there's no hiding from anything from you, madam. I had some pressing business to finish before I left Bose, so I haven't slept yet. Oh, that won't do at all. I'll have some incense sent to you right away. Good stuff that should do you out in no time. I believe we just got some in from the east only a very short while ago. Thank you for your kindness.
Interesting that that was actually more of a conversation versus just talking to the mayor or the factory guy. Murdoch. Very peculiar. Alright, inspection time, boys. The boss is here.
Ah, Hilda, I want to talk to you about Her Majesty's diet. But I can't right now. I'm in the middle of several things at once. Later, though, we must sit down and talk, if you'd be so kind.
Hey, oh, they went home. Okay.
Well, if it isn't Hilda, what do you need from us?
This is the Intelligent Division's office. Please, it's best if you keep your distance. They're all very polite to her, I will say. Which is good. Don't disrespect Hilda. What if Hilda fights? I would lose my mind. Imagine the team becomes Zin, Hilda, Estelle, and Joshua.
Madam Hilda, you look well.
As do you, Murdoch. Though busy as ever, it seems.
Oh yes, but it's hardly work when all Central Factory is so full of bright minds. I'm glad to hear Her Majesty's out on the mend.
Indeed, I'm sure we'll all be able to see her again soon. Is there anything you need in your room? Please feel free to let me know. I'll bring her right away.
Thank you, Hilda.
Oh, we just went here.
Hello.
This guy, the number of times he offered me a drink and I never got no damn drink. What is this? Thought I was gonna get a recipe out of this. Should I? Oh, well, maybe we should save again. What does my party look like now? Oh, just us two. Whoa, we're level 30. Look at us go. This terrace is so big. I feel like there's something out here, like a treasure chest or something. But no. No hidden princesses or anything? Oh, no. Okay. Okay.
Hilda,
What business do you have with Her Majesty at this hour?
I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go out in her daily life as she wishes, after all.
Such harsh words. Who are these maids with you? I don't recognize them.
His Grace ordered to hire on some additional staff to help. They only just arrived at the castle today.
Really now? Hey, you're pretty cute.
Thank you.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling we've met before?
Oh, crap. Do you stare so hard at every young lady you see? I do hope you're not thinking any untoward thoughts. I'd rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove.
Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the Royal Army. We wouldn't do that.
All's well then. Now, will you please allow us to pass?
Pardon us, ladies. Please go ahead.
Like, they don't have evil energy, right? Because, like, is this a play? They're like, trust your gut, and then all of a sudden you're Hilda, and they're kind of being just respectful to them. Like, they could be meaner to us, right? Maybe my bar is too low. My bar is too low for the men in the castle right now.
Oh, that was intense.
Thanks, Hilda. You're a real lifesaver.
Yeah, that was actually really well done.
I'm just glad I could help. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes before going to see Her Majesty? If you prefer, I could just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is.
Boy clothes. Now.
Oh, for the love of... Why are you always so self-conscious? What's wrong with what you had on? It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? Yes, this is Princess Claudia's bedroom, but she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. Oh, no kidding. But I heard the princess was tending to the queen. Guess that's just gossip then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty for the full details. Her room is on the second floor of the royal keep. I'll take you there.
Chloe, you be drinking or what? She be drinking, then she goes studies for all of her classes that she's taking at the Genius Royal Academy. Just get on with it. Just tell us. I don't know what I was expecting to be behind the stairs. Siege, maybe? Waiting for Princess Claudia? Chloe? Ay. Okay.
I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter. As you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two go on in. Right.
Y'all, what if this is a trap? Pardon us.
It can't be a trap. Oh. Hello. I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia von Oslis. I am 26th monarch of the nation of Liberal. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm a junior bracer of the Bracer Guild. And I'm Joshua Bright, of the same affiliation. It is a great honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua, I've truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please, have some and relax.
She don't look sick to me, y'all. She looks very healthy.
I see. So Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. A pitch-black orbment capable of negating all other orbital energies? And you say that the Colonel has acquired it. The Professor told us that you might have some idea what he intends to do with it, Your Majesty. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea, but I don't think that the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I'm worrying about nothing, but even so. Excuse me, but what is this vague idea that you have? I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbital reaction was detected beneath Gransel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No, far deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients still functioned. Wow. So, it was a bona fide artifact then. Most artifacts I know have lost their function, like the mechanisms on the top of the towers. But every now and again, you will find one that still functions, like Mayor Dalmore's family heirloom. And something like that is beneath Gransel. So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be that the artifact's functions? Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city. But it is beyond my imaginings of how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it kept strictly confidential and off the record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on the way. Honestly, just as I start to think that maybe the Colonel might have a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. But when someone's trying to stir up some trouble, that's when us bracers come in. And we won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. I'd expect no less from Cassius's daughter. Oh, you're acquainted with our father, Your Majesty? He was a friend of my late son's, and a great savior to the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests for me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine there are a great many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you have not been told? Well, nothing super detailed. Perhaps then, that is the role that I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua, will you indulge me by listening to an old story?
Are the Carnelia files about to be about Cassius? I don't know. Honestly. Interesting. Toby? Is it you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty.
Ooh, story time! Story time! Get your popcorn.
10 years ago in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the European Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, and that is something I must omit. The Empire used that event as a pretext for the invasion of Liberal, so began the sad times that would become known as the 100 Days' War. Just as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Haken Gate. In what seemed like a scant moments, all of Liberal became occupied territory, save for Grancel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire royal army. The reinforcements from Calvard were too late to stop their advance, but it was a matter of time before Grancel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol airships had just been developed, and they were used to recapture Liberals' checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one using ships launched from the Leicester Fortress. Zeiss, Rouen, Bose, Roland. With their supply line severed, the European forces occupying each region were swiftly crushed. That's them! And the one behind this plan to the counteroffensive was none other than one Col Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterwards, with the intersection of the Bracer Guild and the Septian Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at the time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in all the world.
Oh no, little baby Estelle. Look at her. Look at her little pigtails. I hate this.
Lena, your mother, Estelle. That clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the counter-offensive. What followed, I am sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in the final moments. No, I had no idea. And he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of a bracer. All to say that he only one he had left, you. And this time, he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. How could he even think that? Estelle. Yes, you're correct. Given all that he lost in the service of his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so, I'm sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I had wished to apologize to you for a long time. But you don't need to apologize. You protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. And peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Liberal in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mom gave her life for so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart and I am grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person. Now, more than ever. Your Majesty, that is why I do not wish you to put yourself in any danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What? But Julia, Lieutenant Schwartz, she asked us to help you. Thank you. I am grateful for your willingness to do so. But if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius' absence, I know I have no apologies that could ever suffice. I only ask that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though it is held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua, if the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke new King of Liberal, then what will become of that peace? I ask only that you consider that. Your Majesty, right when we became junior bracers, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bandit incident, we got that letter and the package, and we've been running around all creation ever since. It just feels like, to us, our dad's been nudging us back this whole time. And that's why I want to defend peace, so that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go on living secure and happy lives. Just like you, just like Mom and Dad, I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right, and I really want to see it through. Estelle, it seems she was right about you. Huh? I too am ready. I would like for the two of you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. Your Majesty. My liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter, Claudia. So the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes, this coup d'etat started when I backed her as a successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Dunan was out of the running. Yes, though he is my nephew, he is possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her, but I personally lean toward the idea that your judgment should be really trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention, the memory of the invasion by a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness.
Whoa, okay.
It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some.
Nuh-uh. No freaking way. It's coming to this? You're saying that Colonel Richard is after the throne because he's sexist? Almathea? Does Almathea know about this?
Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne quite unawares. That, along with his passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to the coup. This is all staged so that Liberal would become strong military power, with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. That finally lets us see the whole picture. So if Liberal became a militarized country, what would happen then? A great many things.
What if something in the conversation that Estelle said made Colonel Richard think that there was a weakness? Like, he was basically analyzing Estelle in that situation, and what he determined, he saw something as a weakness in Estelle, which is really one of Estelle's strengths. And he's just a little weenie with a toothpaste hair. I'm mad.
Taxes would be levied to fill a war chest. Armed weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-reaching policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt, contracting Jaeger Corps would be made legal, which was not the case at the present. Oh no! Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant requests that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of genuine love for this country, but I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with all the nations to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yeah, makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic.
I'm losing my mind. I cannot believe this is what it's coming down to. He's mad that 2 women are about to take the throne back to back, and he thinks that makes the country seem weak. I feel like I want there to be more, because this is just so unhinged and crazy. But, like, it kind of feels real, too.
And so damn that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. And many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare oppose the Colonel. But I am the Queen, and I will not allow that what I love about my country be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I simply cannot allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hear and comply with your request. We will see it to that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. Ascertain away, my queen! What a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a seriously strong will. I hope I'm even 1/10 of cool when I get old. Cool? Did you actually just call the queen that? Still, she definitely was what it takes to govern a whole country. Yeah, I really want to stop this coup thingy and help her. That's definitely outside the Bracer jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. Right, but you know, I'm still freaking out about what the queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd be willing to share. Estelle, Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh, yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Whoa, was it really that late? The queen spoke with us for a long time. If we stay any longer, it's apt to make the guard suspicious.
These sexist guards. You know what? One thing I was considering when we walked into this castle, I don't know if this actually has anything to do with it, and maybe I'm just misremembering again, but I was like, I wonder why we haven't seen any special ops people, female special ops people, and I don't think we have. In one of the battles there may have been one, but if I'm remembering correctly and there isn't actually any female special ops, that would kind of line up with what's going on. But he still has Almathea as his right-hand man. What if she doesn't trust him? Oh my god, so many questions.
Are you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes, I believe so. Just be sure not to let Her Majesty get any further discourtesy. That's not fair, but please relax. We are patriots to the core. That's good to hear. Now I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. Minor leave.
By the way, ladies.
Huh?
I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? That's a very modern name. Pardon me for saying, but it just doesn't sound right for you.
Dorothy? She kind of looks like a Dorothy.
Ain't that the truth?
And how about you, miss?
You can call me Karen.
You may call me Karen. Why do you come up with that so fast? Who's Karen?
Karen, you say? That's a pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself.
Are you now? All right. You're the one with the special ops. My name is...
I think that's just about enough. I sense ulterior motive at work.
No. I mean, at least not from us. Oh, please be safe on your way home.
Keep watching over Her Majesty. You've nothing to worry about.
I really got gaslit for a second to trust these people. I was like, you know what? I will trust my gut. Maybe they are nice.
Aren't you Mr. Popularity? It's like their eyes were all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. I didn't see you shying away from joining the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. I kind of lost all my confidence there. Huh?
What's all this noise about?
Oh, I thought it was Guizhen.
Oh, Duke Dunan.
Oh, so lady of the court. Hey, you maids. You don't look familiar.
These are the two new hires whom I am instructing. This is Dorothy, and that's Karen.
Hey, they remembered.
They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time.
Oh no, Philip.
Huh.
Does he recognize us? Not good. Given how many times we've run into him, it'd be bizarre if he didn't recognize us.
Come now, Philip, enough with the staring. It's quite unusual to see coming from you, stiff upper lip and all.
Please, pardon my rudeness. You look much like my niece. My eyes are playing tricks on me, it seems. I'm dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy.
Oh, it's no bother. Please, don't concern yourself.
Oh, you know, now that I stop and look, I must say you both are quite lovely. You with the brown hair, you have a very healthy, clean look to you. As for you, I personally think you look best with that raven hair of yours, even longer.
I'm honored.
Yes. Dorothy, was it not? You shall attend to me this evening.
Huh?
Your Grace?
Ew, I don't want to serve him tea. I don't think tea is what he wants served.
Your Grace, your flirtatious, while flattering, are best saved for another time and place.
All of the maids in the castle work directly under the service of Her Majesty, Queen Alicia. I trust you've not forgotten.
I know. Some folks simply can't appreciate a joke. This castle will be mine in a week's time anyway. We could set aside time for some fun then. Your Grace, please, no more of this. I do not mind when you drink to excess, but know how your libido gets in such instances. I say this, knowing full well that I may be reprimanded for it. But I said I was just joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. As you wish, Your Grace. Your room is right over there. Whoa. Oh, right, Dorothy. You just let me know if you have any problems, anything at all. I'll give you the best advice the future king can give.
Thank you very much.
Aren't you cute? Yes, good. They should have made him like walk in like a little zigzag or like run into the wall. I apologize for unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I truly am sorry. Madam and young missus, I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. Yo, did anyone else think he was going to turn around and say something else sketchy? Because I did. I feel so badly for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Oh, do you know Mr. Philip personally?
Yes, ever since we were children. Though not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves.
I see. He sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I'll bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being the popular one? Duke certainly seemed awfully fond of you.
Please, I'd like to keep my food in my stomach. Thank you.
Alright, back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want tea so late?
Well, you see... Estelle, allow me to elucidate the matter of the tea and why gentlemen should never request it in a polite company.
Huh?
Come closer. Hilda whispered something in Estelle's ear. Now do you understand?
Yes.
Helpless. Completely helpless.
Thanks for everything, both of you.
If not for you, I don't know what we would have done. Please, it was the least we could do in Her Majesty's service. I only ask that you complete the request she made of you.
I feel the same way. I beg of you, do everything in your power to save the princess. Oh, are you one of her royal retainers? Yes, I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. I thought of her being held captive just keeps me up at night.
I understand. Well, you can rest easy now that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we be going?
Oh, I do hope the princess is doing all right. I should have gone with her.
I don't believe any suspicions have been raised. Just keep alert until you return to your room. You never know who can be too certain how closely the intelligence division is watching you. So this means we're breaking into the villa, right? And those are the people that are being held captive? That's where this is all leading up to. A scenic route in the last stage of this game? Wild. Never would have guessed it. Oh my god, sir, you're on the clock. What, might I inquire, are you doing late at this late hour? We probably should have considered that someone would question us. It's midnight.
Captain Almathea.
Good evening. I realize that you've been invited here, but don't you think it's a bit late for you kids to be out walking around?
Please pardon us. We've simply never been in the castle like this. We couldn't resist the urge to take a look around.
Oh, that's certainly understandable. So, where were you half an hour ago? Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification. Ooh. Oh. Why? I want to say the cellar, because, like, that would be, we're suspicious, but, like, just got it for curiosity, you know? We were in the cellar. Sorry. What was that? And just what do you think you were doing down there?
We weren't doing anything particular.
Come, let's not waste time on games.
I've received numerous reports of you going in and out of the maid quarters several times. Do you not think it a bit odd to be looking around at that particular place? What? You don't think that questioning someone like that, when you already have all the facts, is a little cruel? I'll take that as a compliment. So, what business have you in the maid quarters? I suggest your answer honestly. Well,
Oh, Stella, Joshua, you've been here the whole time?
What man?
Zin.
Oh, see, this is the kind of walk I was expecting the Duke to have.
Whoa, that's the stuff.
You're drunk.
Oh, hey, sorry. Hey, if it ain't my favorite gorgeous officer lady. Nice. Some luck we have to meet up again, huh?
I suppose.
So, what's going on? Are my students here causing any trouble?
Students? No, it's just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. I merely wanted to know their business, simply as a security precaution.
Yeah, I totally get ya. I just sent them off to find some munchies to go with my booze. Hey, Joshua, you kids find anything to eat?
No, the cooks aren't back yet, I guess. We went to ask the maid if there was any way we could get our hands on something, but no luck.
Oh well, I guess I'll have to do without, I guess. Hey, I had a great idea. You want to come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, nothing goes with the drinks like a beautiful lady.
I'm afraid I'm busy. I'll have to decline your generous offer. My apologies for the misunderstanding, but I would advise you to return to your room and remain there for the rest of the night. I have to investigate any suspicious activity, you understand. Of course. It is late. We probably should get to bed. Very good then. Now, if you'll excuse us.
The amount of drunk talking I'm having to do tonight, man. Maybe it's rubbing off on me. I'm feeling a little loopy.
Oh, denied. Oh well, might as well just go back to the room.
Right. We'll go with you.
Is he gonna ask us what we were doing?
Looks like we managed to convince her at least.
What? Zin, aren't you drunk?
I was acting drunk.
Me too, Zin. Me too.
I haven't had a single drop.
No way. Your face had even gone all red. He focused on making his blood circulate better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. It's done with some kind of Eastern martial arts breathing exercise, right?
Huh? I'm surprised you're familiar with it. But hey, you seem to be in a tight spot, so I figured I'd distract everyone. Nice, huh? I saved your bacon, as the saying goes.
You're an evil, evil man, Zin. Okay, sure, you did help us out, but you also surprised the hell out of me.
Sorry about that. So, what's the story?
Huh? What story?
I would have thought it'd be obvious. The story of you meeting with the queen.
Whoa, wait, what?
He's literally also a bracer. Mr. Investigation. Y'all been so suspicious. He obviously knows what's going on.
How did you... Did Elden tell you about this?
Actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything. But now I know anyway, don't I?
Without prior knowledge, there's no way you could have guessed. How much do you really know?
I guess it finally came time to show you this.
Zin produced a letter from his pocket and handed it to Estelle and Joshua.
What's this? I know this handwriting.
Well, don't just stand there. Read it.
Oh, he wasn't using investigative prowess, was he?
It'll explain a lot.
Okay.
Dear Zin Vathek, I hope this letter finds you well. I know I've been out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerning the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that the unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside Liberal, I feel uneasy being absent for so long. This is why I must ask a favor of you. Could I persuade you to come to Liberal and help out if they need it? Since you haven't been in Liberal before, perhaps you could think of it as a recreational trip. This is a martial arts competition before the Queen's birthday celebration, and foreigners can participate. It would make fine camouflage. I realize it is sudden, but if you can do it, I would be most grateful. I'm intending to return to Liberal before the festival, so I hope we'll be able to have a drink together when I return. Cassius Bright. P.S. You may have a chance to meet my son and daughter. They're currently apprentices at the guild, so if you happen to meet them, feel free to test the extent of their training. Try not to bail them out too much, unless it seems like they really need it. So Dad actually asked you to come to Liberal? Which means he's in Erobina. Wait, have I been saying this wrong? Erbonia. No, that's right. Man, maybe I am drunk. Erbonia now.
That's the long and short of it.
The long and short of it? What does it mean that you were in cahoots with him all along?
That's kind of a nasty way to put it, don't you think? I owed Master Cassius a favor from the time he spent in Calvert. This letter just gave me this chance to make us square again.
I suppose. When did you realize that we were his kids?
I had a feeling from the outset, once I saw Estelle's techniques for the bow staff. I asked Kilika about it, and that confirmed it.
It would have been nice if you'd said something about it at all. We've been worried sick, wondering where Dad's been.
I know. I'm sorry I haven't said anything, but I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, you're definitely his kids, alright. If you can pull off a job as sneaking an audience with the Queen.
I suppose so. He knows this much. It wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right? I agree. It'd probably be best to fill Zin on everything. It is a bit far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own after all. Estelle and Joshua told of how they managed to speak directly with the Queen, and as well as the Queen's request to safely rescue Princess Claudia.
I see. I thought something seemed a little off when everyone was talking at the party. Alright then, I'll help you with a little request.
What, you will?
Yep, I think this is an ideal opportunity to settle my debt with Master Cassius. Please, let me help.
We'd be glad to. Thank you once again.
Why did I think that he was... Whoa. Whoa. What am I looking at? What is this place? That's me. Tag yourself. I'm Special Ops Soldier. Okay, so they're saying that there's an artifact underneath Grand Soul. So we must be going down deeper and deeper. But that's not... Is that where they're... I feel like we're going to rescue the people, and then we're going to have to go down here too. So it's not going to stop at that this rescue mission.
I never would imagine that something like this even existed.
A bridge! No way! It's larger than I expected.
Lieutenant Lawrence, if you'd be so kind to show us the way to the lowest level.
Yes, sir.
What the hell is this? Do we ride it?
Whoa. Is that some kind of mechanical monster?
Well, so these must be archaisms.
We're fighting them. Oh, I thought they were friends to them.
Holy shit.
He took out that thing in one stroke.
You were the quickest to react. You're indeed truly a force to be reckoned with when you don't hold back.
You flatter me, sir.
Your quick draw technique as well was quite remarkable to behold. I could see that you've studied under the Divine Blade himself. I am humbled.
I still have ways to go before I can really humble anyone, I'm afraid. But time waits for no man. The skills I possess now will have to be enough. My strength may be meager, but I must forge the kingdom's future with my own two hands.
Because I hate women. Say it. That can't be the reason, y'all. I'm stressed.
My brave men? My brave men? The way to the ultimate power is open. A bright new dawn approaches for our beloved Liberal. I expect only the best of each of you. By your orders, sir, we the Special Ops will work as one for the Colonel. For the glory of Liberal. For the glory of Liberal.
I want Lauren to take off the mask, please. Oh god, I'm so stressed.
Elman, help. I understand the situation. You both performed admirably. I'm amazed that you were able to deliver the professor's message to Her Majesty in person. We just got lucky is all. The real question is, how much longer is luck going to be on our side? Yes, we're really going to have to stay focused. If you understand that already, then there's nothing more that I need to tell you. In any case, we can consider the Professor's Russell request to be fulfilled. Please accept this as compensation for a job well done.
To Queen Alicia! Junior 2nd class.
Now then, Zin, it was pure providence that Cassius invited you here. We need the help of an A-rank bracer like yourself.
No need to even ask. Even if I didn't have a debt to repay Cassius, I couldn't possibly stand idly by in a situation like this. I'm with you until the end.
I knew we could count on you, Zin. By the way, what's this A-rank business? It's rank that signifies a full-fledged bracer's full power. There are 7 ranks, ranging from G to the bottom all the way up to A at the top. Oh, so he's the highest rank you can get? Wow, I never knew you were such a badass, Zin.
Well, I may be A ranked, but I'm still underling, so to speak. There are 20 A rankers across the continent, but above that, there's an informal S rank. That one's only granted to bracers who successfully resolve issues on a national scale, and there are only 4 of those on the entire continent. Didn't they also say there were 4 divine blades? Is that like 1 in 1? That can't be real.
Well, I'm not even sure I even want to think about what they can do.
Oh, you really don't know any of this stuff, do you? One of those 4 is Master Cassius.
What? Okay, Joshua, you're not going to tell me you knew about this already, right? Right?
He goes, like, crosses the border all the time. I feel like if you knew there was one that is of a national scale...
Sorry, but yes, I did. He solved a major case for the Republic about 5 years ago. I swear, it's hardly worth even getting upset about anymore. Royal Army soldier, hidden hero, divine blade, S-rank bracer. If he's really so damned awesome, then it sure would be nice if he'd come back to take care of this case.
Maybe right. If you were with us, perhaps this would never escalate to the point where a coup d'etat was even possible.
Joshua, what's wrong? Just thinking about how strange this is. This whole chain of events apparently started with Dad going off on his trip. It's as if whoever planned the coup was waiting for him to be gone. It's at least the impression I have.
Oh, so what you're saying is that the coup was planned around his departure of the Empire? Makes sense, because, like, they tried to kidnap him. Am I correct?
I'm not sure I'd be overthinking things. I can't think of anyone who could possibly manipulate Dad like that without him noticing he was being used. They'd have to know him and his behavior patterns exceptionally well to be able to pull it off. Well yeah, I never knew what he was up to, even though we were so close.
I don't think the Colonel Richard could have even managed to pull off the wool over his eyes. More likely, it's just that the 2 major events happened to overlap with each other. Regardless of the circumstance, we cannot currently rely on the Cassius to help. Therefore, I am resolved to prepare for the worst. I believe an emergency conference of the Grand Soul branch of the Bracer Guild is called for.
Huh?
All of the things being equal, we have a request that comes directly from Her Majesty the Queen. The 3rd article of the Bracer Code states that we shall never act in fashion that interferes with government. We cannot ignore Her Majesty's request, however, so we must act. But we're no match for the Royal Army as we are. I ask the cooperation of all the bracers in Grand Soul, including Zin, of course.
Oh, okay. If we come in conflict with the Intelligence Division, we'll need all the help we can get.
Ideally, we should have the cooperation of the other branches, but the checkpoints have been completely sealed off as of today, ostensibly to foil any potential terrorist activity.
What? So basically it amounts to martial law.
So the enemy is finally moving at full tilt. This may be to stifle any activity the part of any Royal Guardsman is hiding, as well as ourselves. If you're going to conduct a rescue operation, we'll have to do it with the resources on hand.
Oh, fun, but we're up to it. So, do you have a solid idea of where the prisoners are being held?
It's been on my mind for a while now, actually. I believe most likely place is the Herb Royal Villa.
The building to the forest, right? That would make sense. The soldiers are using it under the pretense of counter-terrorism, few would question it. I can't imagine that they would lock a lady of the royal family in a cell in Leiston Fortress.
Considering it's the army we're going to be going against here, it'd be more solid confirmation, however. If we were assaulted in the wrong place, we'd have hell to pay for it. Yes, precisely. But in either case, we must assemble any bracers currently in the royal city. Could I ask you to assemble them here for me? Any information you could gather while doing so would be much appreciated. If I'm not mistaken, Estelle, you and your friends are acquainted with the reporter, correct?
Oh, you mean Niall? Yeah, we should start to see if he's picked up anything significant.
Also, we must attempt to enlist the aid of the guardsmen who are in hiding. If you can get them to contact me, it would be greatly appreciated.
So in other words, we need to get in touch with Sister Julia. She helped us with the invitation before, so we would need to let her know what's going on. So, off to the cathedral, right?
There are 4 other bracers in the city: Kurt, Grant, Karna, and Annalise. Check the bars and their usual hangouts. They may also be in the hotel. If you see them, please instruct them to come back here.
Sure thing.
Alright then, off we go. Whoa, okay, so we're kind of going on a fetch quest a little bit, but I feel like it's a good break between everything that just happened and, like, what we're about to go towards. Like, and then, you know, just leave you opportunity to go grind and stuff. So that's a very... I'm not a big fan of fetch quests, but this is a good way to do it. But, oh my god, okay. So, I think it's confirmed that they're going underground, and we're gonna have to chase after them after we save whoever's in the villa. But I'm curious of how this like next arc is gonna work with pulling everyone together. Like, is it like a split up operation, or like are we all going to convene in this whole like rescue mission together? Also, when are we gonna see Chloe? When do we break in? I want to see the Chloe reveal as the princess, because that is gonna be so fun. But man, y'all, the story is getting wild. I'm having so much fun, but I'm also just like, there's still so many questions that I'm still at this point really scared they're not gonna answer. And if anything, they're just giving me much more to be concerned with. So we gotta run. We gotta do our fetch quest of people and move on to the Herb Royal Villa. Maybe the second to last place we'll have to go. We will soon find out.